Yo, what's up, everybody? Noah here, and today I got a brand new video for you guys. Before I start the video, yes, I know I'm kind of late on this topic, but I was pretty busy with my life, so I couldn't get the video on time. But anyway, it's here now. Today we'll be talking about Deepsilver Volition, the studio responsible for the newest entry on the Saints Row franchise. In case you've been living under a rock and you don't pay attention to the gaming news, Deepsilver Volition has been reprogrammed, I guess you can say, from being a developer who makes their own games into a assisting studio for another developer called Gearbox. Now, if you're a retard and you don't use your head, you might think that the reason why they did that is because Deep Silver Volition might perform better if they're, you know, if they're going to be an assisting studio rather than make their own games, which is fucking delusional. The reason why they've become an assisting studio for Gearbox is not because they're going to perform better as an assisting studio, but because they made a game called Saints Row Reboot. Okay, it was an absolute pile of shit. Nobody liked it. It was buggy, unfinished, laggy, and it was just an overall mess of a game. And because the CEOs were obviously disappointed from the poor sales and the poor performance of the game, they probably didn't want to shut the studio down and, have all these people left jobless. So they reprogrammed Deepsilver Volition into an assisting studio. That's the reason why they're a assisting studio and no longer a studio that makes their own games. Not because they're going to perform better as an assisting studio, but because they suck so hard, the very least they can do is fucking assist Gearbox. And hopefully the motherfuckers over there at Gearbox, the motherfuckers who lead the fucking studio, have more common sense than the fucking retards on Deepsilver Volition. And of course, we all know why that happened. It's really simple. You go woke, you go broke. Some people hate this term because it sounds cliche or, typical or stereotypical, whatever you want to call it. But it's true. Whoever goes politically correct on their video games, or woke if you like, is bound. These developers are doomed to fail. Every single developer who introduced woke bullshit to their games or political correctness, whatever you want to call it, what happened to them? They all failed miserably. They all sold like their games sold like shit, and they all got hurt. And some of them lost their jobs. Like some studios completely disappeared because of the shitty decisions and the shitty fucking what's it called? The shitty decisions and the shitty choices that they went for their games. So the lesson here is, if you don't want your game to fail miserably and have your job on the line, how about you listen to the fucking fans? How about you listen to the people who buy your shit and they are solely the reason why you have a job? Why on earth are these moronic companies not listening? Or actually, let me put it like this. Why are these moronic companies always pandering to a demographic of people that don't play video games, don't buy their products, or if they do buy their products and do play video games, they're not hardcore fans that will stick to the end. They're a bunch of fucking casual trashes who are going to switch to a new game once it releases. They're not going to stick to you by the end. They're not going to support your game by the end. So why would you ever support this type of fucking people and pander to them? I don't fucking know. But these fucking companies, they don't learn. You would think that after the mess that happened, the mess of a game called Cyberpunk 2077, you would think that all the developers would be like, okay, let's not release another buggy game because we look what happened to CD Projekt Red. You would think that that would be the fucking thing that every developer would say. No, it's the exact opposite. All these motherfuckers are doing the same fucking thing that CD Projekt Red did, but even worse. When you compare Saints Row to to Cyberpunk 2077, Cyberpunk looks like a finished product, and I'm not talking about Cyberpunk with all these new updates. We're talking about when the game first released. It was a buggy shit show, but it's nowhere near as bad as fucking Saints Row Reboot. Anyway, that's all I had to say. It's a short video, and like I said previously, you go woke, you go broke. The more you pander to a demographic of people who don't give a fuck about your game, who don't give a fuck about your company, and don't support your game in the long run, the harder you're gonna get fucked. If you listen to the fans and stop labeling them as haters and toxic gamers and shit like that, you'll be thriving. But hey, what do I know? Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Keep it peaceful out there. And for the love of God, start using your fucking brains and not your feelings. Peace.